This is Sainthood in the city.
In your face, in the place.
Y'all already know it is the Sainthood in the City podcast.
Representing the real.
Yeah.
Yup.
You know the vibes. You know what we do.
Hey, my name is Brandon Morrell, also known as the
Yo,
Symbol.
hold on.
B-Rock.
Yo, let's change this up. I'm
Rudely
tired of going last.
interrupted.
Yo, B, all right, you B, you the symbol.
Hey,
I feel you, bro. But yo, I'm Henry, yo.
He putting
MOC.
a period on the symbol.
New York City. Bro, I'm going to introduce my man, Dr. G, for a change.
Yo, he
bro.
hating
Yo,
you like
I know, man.
like
You
a
just
fan.
Take it away, bro.
Yo, he hating like
take
a
it
fan
away,
right
bro.
now.
I'm just
Take it away,
saying,
bro.
man.
He cut.
It's all love,
you know what I'm
man.
saying?
Yo,
We
he
still
acting
love
like he
him.
from Boston, bro.
Oh, get out. Get out. You gotta leave.
Nah, man.
All right, yo, my name is Dr. Alex Gote. Everybody calls me Dr. G. Again, we are so glad that you guys tuned in for a very, very unique episode.
man. Yup.
So before we get into it, gotta introduce my man.
And my
you know what I'm saying?
name is Father Joseph
Father
Armando
J.
Espaillat the second.
He put the government in
Yeah,
there.
he put all of his name. Enrique,
Archdiocese
Conchito,
of New
Lolita,
York.
Juanito.
And yo, I just want to say that I'm represented for my team right now.
We glad your full
You know-
name doesn't belong on the back, because that'll
All
be
right.
like an extended version.
Yo,
you know?
don't hate,
I mean,
don't
because he
hate.
was
He
like,
needs to
my name is
understand
Father
his own
Joseph
name, man.
Carucho, the third. You know what I'm
No,
saying?
the second, man. Get it right.
You know
Get
what I'm
it
saying?
right.
My bad,
The second,
my
all
bad,
right?
my
So listen, I am representing not only my colors from the Dominican Republic, my heritage.
Even though Puerto
but
Rico won.
I am
Okay.
representing as well, okay, my team from the Archdiocese of New York. And if you remember, we were talking about vestments before, right? I think that was episode 2, right? I mean, I'm getting old already. I don't even remember.
Facts.
Right?
We
And I
rewind.
told you, yo, Brad, yo, B, just point it out right there, right? So that is right there, the seal of the Archdiocese of New York. That's why we got that vestment out right now, right? So that's my team.
Yeah,
What you know about team, B?
You gotta
What
rep
you
your
know?
team. You gotta rep your team.
There
You know
you
What we
I'm
do,
saying?
you know what I'm saying?
First off, you already know.
Even
like,
though you're on the
Yankees,
wrong
New
side,
York,
Brooklyn,
Bronx.
Queens, just saying.
Wow.
Yeah.
Shots fired! Shots
we already got.
fired!
I mean, at least
The
he's not wearing.
Archdiocese.
Yo, at least he's not
We
wearing
got
a
a
Mets.
Cardinal, baby.
Love
We
the
got a
Brooklyn
Cardinal.
way.
But hold up. At least he's not.
The Brooklyn.
At least he's
You know
not
what I'm
wearing a
saying?
Mets
Bro.
theme. Yo, let's be real. Let's be real.
Like he got a Mets jersey on right
Yeah,
now.
for real, man.
I'm just saying, my
We
bad,
love
my
you,
bad.
Queens.
check it,
We
check it.
love you, Queens.
But talking about teams, right? We represent for our team. We represent
Facts.
as a priest
Yeah.
for your diocese, so on and so forth.
Yeah.
Y'all might notice over here, like I got this jersey, and this jersey right here, my wife, myself, and my son got them right after we got married. So actually, the
They all
numbers
fit
on
in
are the
it.
date. You know what I'm saying? So the month,
That's dope.
June. You know what I'm saying? And that's how we did that whole thing.
Yeah.
And Dr. G and I were there. We were there that day. I remember that.
Sweating in the corner.
Yo, right.
You ain't lying, bro.
Yeah.
Bro, man, the
Yeah.
AC was
It
like
was lit
Chef
though.
Wet.
I'm just, you know what I'm saying?
No,
Like,
facts. I remember that. Glorious day. But that's
it was
hot.
dope.
That's hot.
Yeah, so let's take it back, right? So like we talking about team, right? So talk about music, we talk
Hey,
about everything,
batter,
right?
batter.
So what sports are constantly on your TV, B?
I mean, definitely
Or you play,
basketball. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, play
Basketball is a
Basketball.
constant thing.
You already
know.
know.
What I'm saying?
You already know.
Facts.
Yeah, if you scroll
Ball.
through my IG timeline, like I'm
Facts.
sitting there
For
looking
real,
at the
ball.
highlights all the time.
Facts.
Like we know my man right here, he's a James Harden fan, bro.
Wow.
He tried to get matching beards. He was in the crowd like, James.
Fear the beard. Fear the beard.
I wash my beard. Nah, man. You know what? That is a soft spot. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna be real with you, man. I feel violated. You know what I'm saying? Because he was terminated, and we know that
He was
escalated.
eradicated.
He escalated the minutia of the, I don't know a word that rhymes. You know what I'm saying? All I know is I'm in my feels like a Drake song whenever it comes to Hardy. You know why? Because he just decided just to get up and leave. I feel like he left not only my team. You know what I'm saying?
He left the city, bro.
Yeah, bro. He left my city. You feel me? Like, man.
Bro,
That's,
you know what the beautiful thing is though, bro?
even though he went to Brooklyn,
bro.
but I don't look at Brooklyn as the same. I'm gonna be real with you from childhood.
Them bros ain't
Yeah,
loyal, bro.
For real. Them bros ain't loyal.
Them
for
bros
real.
ain't loyal.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, no, I mean, even though he went to the Nets, you know, There's some cool there, even though Brooklyn definitely ain't the same. You know what I'm
not
saying?
at all,
By
not
far,
at all,
by
not
far,
at all.
gentrification is real. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
Let's keep it 100.
I'm just saying.
Not that all of that is bad, by far.
Oh,
to be
yeah,
real with
yeah,
you,
yeah, yeah.
Because I remember the neighborhood back in the day. It was. I think the metaphysical word is ratchet. You know what I'm saying?
The metaphysics.
Yeah.
Wow.
But I'm glad at least he went to a team that I still love. You know what I'm saying? The Nets. So it's all good.
Showing love.
Yeah, but I am
You
still
love him.
I'm upset, man.
Not me.
Nah,
I'm
you
saying?
know, it's funny because I always tell my people this, and the crew back there, they can testify. I don't change my channel from ESPN. I really don't watch anything else.
I wake up and go to sleep to ESPN.
Like, yo,
bro.
for real. Like I watch Stephen A. Yo, Stephen A. shouting you out.
Yo,
Can he
bro.
the dribbling?
You know,
Shaq and a fool.
Wobblies?
Yo, and Skip Bayless, I'm sorry, man.
Yo,
Shaq
that's
is Dr.
facts.
O'Neal.
That's
now, you know
facts.
what I'm saying?
Yeah,
That's
Shaq
facts,
has
bro.
become Dr.
Yo,
O'Neal.
you know, yeah,
Charles
yeah,
the hater
yeah.
Barkley.
Bro,
You know what I'm
actually,
saying?
Nah,
bro.
I like Charles Barkley.
I like
pause,
Charles too. I just don't like him.
If Shaq and Al could be doctors, I can be a doctor too, bro.
You know, you got to do this thing. It's called school first.
Wow.
You inspire me, bro. It can be done, bro.
Bad.
It can be done, bro.
Yeah, it can be.
But
dope. It
but
can be
ESPN, I watch it all the time. I definitely like catching up on the sports. I respect all the sports. You know?
Yeah, no.
I respect all of them for real. Like
So-
you know.
Yeah,
and,
so
and we
for
could
me,
get into that, right?
Yeah, definitely. So for me, definitely basketball. That's really the only thing. College, that's all TV. And no. I know this is gonna take a left. You know what I'm saying? I like watching where it's just the individual sports. So I do watch college wrestling. I watch some of the X Games and so forth. I like watching skating.
Why don't you let the people know that those that don't know you, because I find it to be awesome, really. Like your background, we know.
Yeah,
you're
no,
a
I'm glad
Marine,
you said that.
But tell them a little bit about your background with MMA.
Yeah.
you know?
So I grew up playing sports. I'm Puerto Rican. You already know what sport. Baseball.
Baseball.
For real, baseball. Stickball, all that stuff.
Second best island to play the sport.
Yeah, Dominican is the fifth. All right, so in saying that, what had happened, I went to the Marine Corps. It was when they changed. I've always loved martial arts. My father's a black belt in a Korean martial art, and I grew up, Bruce Leroy.
No.
You know what I'm saying? Like that was my boy.
You don't even know the name.
Yeah.
It was just the random cassette tapes.
Yeah.
You guys would bring home, and the mouth don't sing up. It's like,
Yeah.
do you want to rhyme with me?
I would kill you.
Yeah, and the mouth kept
avenge my
moving.
Yeah. For real. I used to practice. I thought they were talking Spanish or something. It's messed up. So no. So I grew up watching that stuff, my pops and I, so forth. And I did a little bit of martial arts when I was a kid. When I went to the Marine Corps, we had hand-to-hand combat, and they changed it to Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. The base is Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. One of my line leaders, sergeant, so forth, he was heavily involved in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. So I picked it up through the years. I've been doing it 17, 18 years now. I'm a third degree black belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. A lot of my students fight in the UFC. I've coached in the UFC, all that different stuff. Somebody was clowning my ears earlier. At least I got an excuse. You know what I'm saying? Because
he does have cauliflower ears.
Yeah.
Could you zoom into those ears, bro?
Yeah, no.
Yo,
So at
like,
least there's an excuse
you know,
for fighting. Yours is an excuse because Jesus beat you with an ugly stick. And saying that,
You gonna blame your heart? You gonna blame your hairline on fighting?
Yeah. So just in saying that, like a lot of my students fight and so forth. So yeah, like I still like that boxing, individual sports and so forth. My sons wrestle. And so forth. So,
Your sons wrestle too? I didn't know that.
Yes, sir.
That's
Yeah,
awesome.
so I actually wanted to touch on something like, and it's cool and it's evident, right? In individual sports like fighting, MMA, you pick like the wrestling, whatever it is, right?
Can I just say something real quick with that?
Go ahead.
Real quick.
Yeah. What's
And
up?
you know what I respect? And
I'm
this
gonna be
goes
paused
back
until you.
to the last episode. Hold that thought. Hold that. No, right?
Yeah,
Hold
yeah.
that thought.
Now
Why?
go home.
Because even and this applies to life. Even in MMA, and it is a tough sport. It's brutal, right? In that sense, there are rules.
Oh yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
I just wanted to add that in there.
And that's
because
funny.
people,
Like, no,
people
check
don't want
this.
to
I'm
talk
about to
about
take it to another
rules.
level.
Facts.
Yo, check this. I'm about to take it. I'm
good.
about to take it to
You know,
another
there are
level.
rules.
Yeah.
You know, and that's what I find fascinating. Because they're like, oh, nah, you know, but you just beat each other up. Nah, it ain't just you just beat each other up. There are rules, and there are certain things you can't do.
Even in there, there's
are
order.
parameters.
Right.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I wanted to put that out there because
Yeah.
you know we've been hinting
Yeah.
at it all
Yeah.
throughout, right?
Yeah.
And so go ahead, continue. Man.
And
I'm
so
sorry.
and
then
so
you take it.
and so the crazy thing is, right? Like even though in those types of sports it's a little bit more evident, right? But then even, you know, my individual sport, my favorite sport is like, you know, the old time, right, boxing, right, which I know is not as popular. It's not as popular as it once
used to
So
was,
the
right?
YouTubers have
Right?
made it popular again.
Well, right, like Jake Paul and all them, right? Yo, rest in peace, Nate Robinson. But nah, Nate, yo, you know you that dude, bro. You shorter than me and you could dunk. I respect you, bro. But
Yeah.
you know, to spend a few more years practicing before you get it back in the ring. But anyway,
Real talk, though.
no. But the crazy thing is, right, is that I'm more of a team sports guy, right? And B alluded to basketball. My thing was baseball and basketball, right? Football, right? But in all of that, whether it's individual or team, there's still that innate feeling, that innate like desire to be great.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
that push
And-
forward. It's that competitive
Right.
spirit.
So I'll even
It's
add to that.
Right.
So like
Yeah.
again, I play both, and there is a different mindset. I'm gonna be real with you. There's
Yeah.
a different
Yeah,
mindset
yeah.
from individual. This is one of the
Yep.
things why I wanted my sons to do it, because I'm like, yo, you can't blame it on anybody else.
Right.
Like in baseball and football, they had a good game, or we could have lost, but you still had a good game.
Right.
You can't do that in wrestling.
Right.
You can't do that in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu
Yeah.
and so forth. But in saying that, there's a saying that we say in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu MMA is, you're as tough as your partners. And you always want to train with people who are better than you.
Oh, yeah.
No,
Push you.
and
So
bring
you
that
still
back.
need the
Community
team.
right
Yeah,
there.
that's what I'm
Community,
getting at.
bro.
So you still need that team to build you.
Yeah.
And then what's dope about it, especially because I've seen MMA, I've seen all this stuff grow up from nothing. The last
Right,
like
right.
17,
Facts,
18
facts,
years, like I've
facts.
seen it. To where like, I remember like people would, they would see my ears and they're like, oh my gosh, like, you know, like what happened, you know? And I just, you know,
I
like.
am Freddy Krueger.
Yeah, I know, right? And then
Wow, Paul, you messed up, bro.
Chucky. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? That's messed up. But
Yo.
yo, B's like my little brother. Emphasis little. And saying I've just messed up. And saying that there's still a team aspect and so forth. But as the sport got bigger, there were different rules to help other people come in and so forth. And I've seen it to where it used to be, I'm not playing, I've been doing this forever, where it would just be us and somebody off the street would just come in like, I want to fight. Like, okay, sign the waiver first. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
And I've just been keeping it 100.
Yo,
And,
question.
yeah.
Sorry to interrupt. Yo, Nate, you signed that waiver, bro?
Nate.
Yo, he gonna come after me, bro.
But yeah, so it goes into kind of where I wanted to go with that. Is
Yeah.
like people are awakened, right, in those moments. Like you may think you know how to do this thing, but there's a difference between training to fight, training to self-defense, and so actual training. Than what it is that you did like in the backyard with your friends, you know, slap boxing and so forth. So why am I saying all this? In
It's skill.
sports,
Skill.
yeah, in sports,
skill.
and it really came home for me for individual sports. I'm gonna be real with you. There's a lot of life lessons that you can do that you learn from there. I'm gonna be real with you. My black belt, he would tell me, Draculino was like, hey man, you know, the Brazilian accent, you know, like we kill these dudes. He meant that the Christian way, you know what I'm saying? But he would say, I remember one day we were talking and I got my black belt and we were sitting there going back and forth. I'm sorry, it's another black belt, my other, Hachino, sorry. Hachino, we were sitting there talking and he goes, in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, in a fight, there's no such position that is foreign because you've been there already.
Pause.
So, no, for real, check this out. So, in spirituality, right, are we training?
Yeah.
And are we doing what it is we need to win the fight? Why am I saying that? The book of Hebrews talks about that this is a race. right? That's a sport. You feel
Running.
me?
Yeah,
There's
running,
an art
yeah.
to
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
You feel me?
And I mean, it's funny because
There's a
I mean,
fortitude,
working out, I don't even
courage.
like running.
Yeah.
But like when I started doing long distance running, I started to understand that scripture so much more. Like I was like, all right, I'm gonna wake up in the morning, fasted cardio,
Yeah.
go.
Facts.
You know what I'm
Facts.
saying?
Facts.
And then I started getting past the 5.
Then
And
you get your
I started
rhythm.
doing the 7
Yeah.
miles, and I
Yeah.
was like, yo, there's a whole different mindset you have to take on
Yes.
Facts.
to go for the long run.
That's like I'm
Yeah.
saying. The individual. I was in the
Right.
Marine Corps. We used to run. Oh man, ridiculous. Of
course,
like-
yes.
But we would always say your first. Check this out. We would always say your first mile is your hardest because you're
Facts.
learning your
Right.
stride.
Right.
And your breath.
Yeah, you're
breath.
counting your count. You're learning. You're getting the groove. But and then after a while, it just becomes memory. Like
Yeah,
literally, we
absolutely.
would sing. We would sit there. We would
The-
roast
yeah,
each other,
the-
and we would run like 7-minute miles.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
But
6.5. so
and here's what's crazy, right? Is that like you touched on it, right? Like MMA, right? You're in the spotlight by yourself, right? You're in that ring.
Alex, love
You
man.
on your own. It's 1-on-1, right?
Yeah.
But then here's the thing. Here's the beautiful part, right? It's same thing with the team sport, right? When LeBron got the ball, nobody's gonna help him shoot the ball,
Absolutely.
right? So here's the thing. It goes back to community and team, right? Who you surround yourself with, like you said, right? You're only as good as your training partner, who you spar with, your coach,
Yeah.
and all that stuff, right? So it's kind of beautiful, right? Like for example, us, right? So like we lift each other up, right? Like we had spoken about, right? Like you edified me that day that we
Yeah.
spoke on Zoom, right? So it's like when I go preach, yes, I'm by myself preaching, but I'm bringing with me.
Oh yeah,
all,
that's real.
so many
all
of our
of us.
conversations
that's
You see what
real.
I'm saying?
Nah, that's real.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah,
And then
yeah.
it's like
We feed
even,
off of each other.
and then even like
that's
LeBron, right?
facts. Yeah,
LeBron is shooting a free throw. He's bringing everything he learned, everyone,
coach
all
he
his
ever
coaches,
had.
his whole team
Yeah.
with him.
So
Yeah.
okay, so again, the spiritual lesson from that
Right.
is one, what it is that you're doing. The first part of that, it may be kind of hard.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
training
saying?
part.
I give
Yep.
people this all the time. Like Dr. G, like I'm praying, I don't know where to start. Just start.
Yeah. Facts.
Get your rhythm.
Facts.
Well, it's everything.
Fact.
And it's gonna be hard at first, right? Your first 2
Anything
days is
worthwhile.
cool.
Fact.
First 2 days is cool, but as you like, oh man, but again, the running,
Yeah,
the training,
Yeah.
like you just get into this rhythm where it becomes so much. Here's an example. I'm not even playing, man. I work out. This no cap. I work out 3:30 in the morning, 7 days a week.
Yes.
I'm not even exaggerating.
You're like
We know
the-
because
you're
you
like
be
the
out
Rock,
like a
bro.
light at
So-
night.
It's so embedded in me.
Yeah.
I've been doing this since high school.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? It's just a discipline. I have my Bible time and I have my workout time.
Right.
Before,
Facts.
if I got to go to work across city, you see what I'm saying? It's embedded in you. Are there days that you don't want to?
Yeah, of
course
course,
there
all
are.
the
Of
time,
course.
all the
Absolutely.
time.
But check it out.
Once
Go
you
ahead.
do it,
Yeah.
actually, it feels
Go ahead.
better.
Right.
Like you know what I'm saying?
And
Like,
that's
I've
where the
gotten to a
growth
place-
takes place.
Yeah, and
That's
I've
where
gotten
the
to a
growth
place
takes
where
place.
like actually like it's almost like this high, like the moment where you're completely out of breath, that moment where like you push to the,
Yeah,
to,
yeah.
you know what I'm saying? You like literally at the moment of failure, push to a failure. You know what I'm saying? If you like working out, you know what I'm saying? There's this moment that like there's something about that actually like I've come
Yeah.
to love that moment.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like
And-
some people love like, yo, I love the flex in the mirror afterwards. Like
Yeah.
I love actually that moment where you feel
the
like
short shorts he
I'm done.
wears.
There you go, of course. There you go. I got you.
But could I interject here then?
Yeah.
And I want to add that it's interesting, you know, listening to you speak. It just like a light switch went on, right? Coaches, teams, even individually,
for it.
right?
Go for it, bro.
Think about this. Like you need a coach to
Go ahead.
wrestle.
Go ahead, bro.
Absolutely.
You need a
Go
coach.
ahead, bro.
You need to listen to
You
him.
need
Oh,
of course.
that's good.
Yeah,
Hold on,
you
hold
need
on.
to listen
You
to
know
him.
what
You're
I'm
gonna take
saying?
his point, bro.
No.
You need
It's
a
about-
coach for MMA.
Go ahead, bro.
Right?
Go ahead,
It's an
talk to him.
individual sport.
Talk to him.
You need a coach for basketball.
Talk to
You need
him.
a coach for soccer.
Talk
You
to
need a coach for baseball. Right? You need a teacher for math.
Talk to him, bro.
You need a teacher for science.
Bring it.
I mean,
you need a
even-
teacher for Spanish.
I feel like
right?
we should do
But
the
even-
little
hold on.
accord. I mean, the little like.
The synth pad. The synth-
Yeah.
But here's
Yo, I've been putting the
Even
synth
rapping,
pad there.
hold on, so I
Put
can
the
say this
synth pad there,
myself.
bro.
And Al's met him like, yo, like I remember being in high school. Shouts out Jive Poetic. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
yo, I remember like he would have us drill like,
That's
yo,
facts.
stand this way, do the rap. Stand that way, Change your
Right.
stance this way. Boom. He would put, like, the way I just freestyled the couple episodes ago, when like we would play this game and he would be like, yo, all right, I'm gonna put everything in this bag and just like y'all,
So
y'all rap about it as I
So real
you know what I'm
quick,
saying?
if y'all
Like-
don't know this, B gets to travel around the United States, as well I used to say, you know, and he performs, he raps and so forth. And what he's saying is Jive was his first coach.
Yeah, and I mean, I did it before that. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? I was self-taught for a long time, but like once I got
But you
that,
need
there was a whole
somebody.
nother level.
Ooh, that's
you
good.
went
You
to,
understand
know
what I'm
saying?
saying?
If you want to
Right.
get to the next
Yeah,
level,
Yeah,
beat
because the thing is, you can only get so far by yourself.
Yeah,
Exactly.
facts.
You
if
know.
you want to take it to the next level,
Yeah.
you need an outside somebody who knows it and can communicate it.
Yes.
You feel me? Somebody who's trained in it for a long time
And it's gonna push
and is
you
gonna
to
push
the
you
limit.
to make you feel uncomfortable.
And
Yes.
hold you
You feel me?
accountable.
Yes.
Yeah. And here's the thing is, even in the match, because I've coached many matches. And the same thing with like team sports, you have the coach who's still coaching during. And you could be in the match, you feel me? You still need to have an ear to know your coach's voice.
Ooh, so I love this
Facts.
story. I love
You
this
see
story.
where y'all
Hold
see
up.
where we sitting?
You saw where I was taking it, right?
So
You
we were
saw
talking,
that.
hold on, we were talking about. I heard this story about runners, right? And it was literally there was this guy who drove buses for like teams. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
And he went, and one day he shows up. Is a track meet he got told he was taking them to, and he shows up, and on the front of the school it says School of the Blind. He's like, how in the world are these kids gonna run a race and they blind? You know what I'm saying?
He's going.
And so the dude,
Go
like,
ahead, bro.
he
Boy,
went.
Go ahead, bro.
Usually he drops them off and then he leaves, go get something to eat, whatever.
Yeah,
comes back, pick them up.
yeah.
So he decided, I'd have to
I'ma
see
stay.
how
I'ma stay.
how
I
do they
gotta
do
see
this.
this.
But peep game. So what he realized is literally at the finish line, every kid's coach was there going here. And they had got so in tune with their own coach's voice, they would run their race to their spot.
Bro, my
You
man.
know
Yo,
what
I
I'm
just got
saying?
goosebumps,
Like
yo.
that.
Real talk.
Yo, I just got goosebumps.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
End of the episode. Let's go.
So hold up. We'll keep going with the
this
analogies.
not this way.
We'll keep going with the analogies. But in your spiritual journey, who are you listening to? Who is the coach?
Yo, drop the bomb. B, drop the bomb.
Yo, so for those of you, hold up. For those of you who aren't walking with God and so forth, I want to say something. Even in team sports, we talk about the spirit. Remember?
Yeah.
The spirit of the team. You know what I'm saying? We
Yeah.
talk about how it moves you, right? It pushes you, right? Right? Let's keep it a buck. Yeah, let's keep it a buck.
Look at Houston.
Right, there you go.
I mean, the
They pushed him to leave, though.
day after Harden left, I'm thinking this is credibility to Houston. And I'm not a Houston fan. But the day after Harden left, they got it together.
Yep.
Because there was a problem
Yeah.
on that team.
Facts. One person
One person
messed
could
it up for
ruin
them.
it
You know what
all.
I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, nah, that's
Think
real,
about the
man.
clubhouse.
Yeah.
Think about the clubhouse mentality. Like with some guys when they're in the clubhouse, it affects. Think about when Barry Bonds was playing. And Barry Bonds used to bring a beach chair into the clubhouse. The dudes are like, what's going on? Allen Iverson, practice.
Yeah,
And that's why I always had an issue with AI myself.
Yeah, I
I
feel
mean,
that.
he was young. He was young.
And I
No,
get it.
I get it. I get it.
Overall, I get it. I
But
get
many
it.
of us are young in our spiritual journey
Yes.
and don't understand the need for practice.
Matter of fact,
Facts.
actually, Father Jay, I don't know if you remember this. This was a conference we did one time together, and you told a story. And I remember we were with Ant and all of them, and it was literally a homily. And he was like, yo, I've never heard. I think Ant Turner's like, I've never heard a homily like that before. And you were talking about how, like, when Jesus says, I'm sending you like sheep amongst the wolves, and how sheep would have to go if they were by themselves without the shepherd. I don't know if you want to break that down, what that looks like.
Sure.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah. Thank you for reminding
So
me.
as
of
you're
that.
listening, parallel this to what we've been talking about, team, spiritual journey. Go ahead.
Yeah, so basically, right, sheep are dumb animals, okay? Like, let's start with that, all right? I mean, sheep are like, right?
I was gonna say you got sheep ears, bro.
You got a sheep face. You got a sheep booty for your face.
All right, stop. No, but seriously.
You mean that a Christian way.
So,
It's all
that's
love, all love.
that's why
I love you, bro.
sheep need a shepherd. Let's take it there, right?
Yeah,
Sheep
facts.
need a shepherd.
to.
And the shepherd normally has a staff or a stick, right? To ward off, to fend off, especially wolves, right? When the wolves come. Now, the interesting thing is that sheep, to protect themselves, right? They turn in, like their heads face in towards each other. Okay, why? Because usually the wolf or the animal that comes after them will go for literally the jugular, right? And think about this, right? In playing and
Wu-Tang
fighting,
Clan, protect your neck.
protect your neck. Yeah, exactly.
You know
And
what
so
I'm
they
saying?
turn in so that their heads are facing each other, and then they kick back. They kick out.
Yeah.
Right? Because you could bite me on the booty and
Pause.
it'll hurt. No.
No,
You know, but no, you know, like safe environment issues, pause, right? Like, but seriously, you know, like it's not as deadly, and it's not gonna hurt as much as, you know, taking the vein or the, you know, the aorta, if you will, or in the heart, the vein in the neck. And so, you know, you gotta come together. Why? Because if one sheep strays, that's it.
Yep.
Yeah, there's a
It's
hole.
done.
Yep.
There's a hole.
There's a hole.
Power in community.
Absolutely.
Or even that, right? The Spartans.
Yeah, exactly. 300.
Nah, man.
Right?
Nah, so
Bro.
I'll say this, and bringing the military aspect of team, and they used to always call us the Spartans. I'm gonna be real with you, especially in the infantry.
Yeah.
They would pull us together, and we would get in a circle.
Yes.
We
Bro.
would take a knee, and they would be standing up, and they would tell us stories about the Spartans, and they were like, "You guys are Spartans," and so forth. One of the reasons why I'm saying that it is on patrol. Okay, for those of you who don't know, patrol is you need to go into this area that's enemy. And you know, retrieve some intelligence or something along those lines. And so on patrol, what we would do is, because being in the infantry, we would go out either 12 or 6, okay? And what we would do is, whenever somebody stopped, we would get in a circle. Now check this out. We get in a circle, right? And so what we do is, we would have what we call fields of fire. So what we would do is, as I'm laying, so we get in a circle, all of our heads facing out. We would either take a knee or lay down in the prone position. So lay down, so think about you laying down and you have your weapon out. And we would have fields of fire. And so from that tree to that tree,
That's your cover
that's
zone.
Right.
But my boy had from where mine ended,
Yep.
and it was like a big
course.
circle.
Yep.
You feel me?
Yeah, that's dope.
And so we would take turns, you know, hey,
Covering.
man, I got you, 30
Covering
minutes,
each
take a
other's
nap,
back, yeah.
so forth. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
All I had to worry about
Was that field?
was that field.
That
You feel
section.
me? You see what I'm
Yeah, I
saying?
mean, it reminds me even,
dope.
hip hop, rap, like this skill, where your skill was built is in the cipher. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah, real
you got in the
talk.
circle,
Yeah,
you know what
real
I'm saying?
talk.
The beat comes on, like,
Yeah.
and what happened was, like, yo, if someone else was more clever, more witty, wordplay was, their flows were different,
Yeah.
you were like, now I gotta,
gotta step
and there
it
was
up.
something about that in that circle that we just,
And
the energy, the everything.
then here's the thing,
was
right?
forged.
We could. It's so crazy, right? Pick a team sport: football, basketball, baseball.
huddle.
Not even that, bro. But when you're playing defense, for example, basketball is zone defense, football is zone defense. In baseball, you got a position. You now, if you in left field, you're not worrying about the dude on first base. That's the first baseman's job.
Yeah.
If you in basketball, you're in a 2-3
okay,
zone.
so
The
it's
center
different.
got the middle. The guards got up top.
Okay, so again, let's bring this back together
Yeah.
for your spiritual journey.
Yes.
Your field of fire is you.
Yep.
Too many times, all
Facts.
of us are worried
Facts.
about the next person's field of fire.
Facts.
They're worried about
Facts.
the next team, like
Facts.
the guard. You're worried about the
Knowledge.
guard.
Facts.
You're not worried about your
Yep.
position.
Facts.
You
Yep.
feel me?
Facts.
You're worried about the
Yeah.
guard. You a forward, bro.
Yeah.
Worry about the forward position.
Because
feel
you know
me?
what
Does that make
happens?
sense?
You looking at the guard's weakness, and guess what? You just let your man cut back door
real,
for an
man.
open
Let's
layup.
We've been saying
scripturalize
this.
this.
Facts.
Scripturalize this. Many parts, one body.
One
You know what I'm
many
saying?
parts, one body.
And
Many
let's
parts, one body.
spiritualize this even more. This is why Saint Ignatius of Loyola speaks about the spiritual exercises.
Man, ooh, hey,
Okay.
I told y'all earlier.
All right.
that I love Ignatian spirituality. That's what I'm talking about. I've done that.
Yeah.
I'm a witness to how deep it was. Here's the thing: he was a military man.
Yeah.
He was Latino,
Yep.
and he was on fire. And he just wanted to
Absolutely.
give it to the next person, you know, so that they would grow,
And-
right? And you need in the spiritual exercises, You need to meet with your spiritual director, your coach.
Absolutely.
Constantly.
Yes.
Constantly.
Yes.
At least once a week.
Facts.
At least once a week.
Well,
And then-
well, once a month, because practically speaking,
and this, yeah,
you know,
I'm
like
sorry.
like practically
Yes.
speaking, for most people, they're
Yeah,
not gonna
so I
find
needed
like
3 months.
you know,
3 months exercise.
Oh,
Yeah, so-
you're talking about. I get it. I got
Yeah,
you.
yeah.
No, I understand. My bad.
Yeah. Like
boot
You're
camp,
talking about.
Yeah, it literally is
Nah.
like boot
Like boot
camp.
camp.
Yeah,
It's
Straight up.
spiritual
yeah.
boot
No,
camp.
you're
I'ma be real
talking
with you.
about the
Yeah.
actual retreat.
Absolutely. Yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
but
the
I'm saying
spiritual
I
exercise.
was thinking, my bad, long run.
Oh, just Ignatian.
No,
yeah,
no, to continue spiritual direction throughout your whole
Yeah, yeah,
life.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Because you need a coach for God.
Facts.
I have
You
one.
need a God coach.
I want to be a saint. Oh, okay.
Amen.
So, here we go.
You need a God coach.
So look, we want to win the game, right?
Right.
We want to win the game.
What's the end game, right?
You want to win the game, right?
Oh,
Every
amen.
team wants to win the game, right? They want to
Trophy,
do
the
they
ring,
want to
the
do
cup.
whatever it takes to win the game.
That's right.
You feel me? So the spiritual game, this is why I want to make sure we draw this point home.
Yes.
The spiritual game
Matter of fact,
for all
hold
of
on,
us.
hold on. Which camera? Sorry. Which
Yeah,
camera?
This one, right?
This one.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
go ahead.
Oh, look at that
The
one. That one right
spiritual
there.
game, all right, the spiritual goal per se is heaven.
Amen.
So what does that mean for us? We're gonna use Catholic terms in this. Bro, I wanna be a saint.
Facts.
You feel me? I wanna be a saint. Now here's the thing. What it is that I've noticed. When I say that, you may watch this like, yo, y'all are roasting and so forth. That's our humor, so forth.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And saying that, remember we were talking about different teams, different positions on teams and so forth. You feel me? I don't see many that are other than like us, you know what I'm saying, and a few other people who are in our circles,
very
but
few,
like
yeah.
not like in the
Yeah.
tight circle that we are. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Who are reaching out the way that we do.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And not to say I want to make sure I say this. Not to say that our position is better by far.
Yeah.
No.
By far. In fact, I love.
Okay, here's a
Yeah.
good way to put it. If we would go back to the sheep analogy, there's been a hole in this spot for a while. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
There's been a hole,
Right.
and the wolf has
Yeah,
been
yeah.
able to get in through
Right.
this area
Yeah, yeah.
for a
So
long
what
time.
we
And
gotta
let me
do,
interpret it.
through
The
the city.
wolf is the devil.
Amen.
Right.
Yeah, yeah.
right?
And we make up the
so
church,
You did
the
this
sheep,
earlier.
right.
You did this earlier. You referenced a track by who? Who was it?
Oh, protect your neck. Wu-Tang.
Protect Your Neck, Wu-Tang. As soon as he said wolves, I was thinking Big Sean and Post Malone's I Was Raised by the Wolves. It kind of hit me. I'm going to be real with you. I was raised by the wolves, bro.
Yeah.
You feel me? Like,
Yeah.
And so it may be uncomfortable
Yeah.
for some people.
Right.
And this is what I tell people. I'm like, yeah, that's cool. That's cool. But this is just as much as everybody else is needed. It's just as much as like that wolf mentality. I mean, hold up. What does Jesus say? Go out and be
Wise as serpents,
Yeah.
innocent as doves.
Boom.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
You feel me?
So,
Yeah, facts.
And then
at their own game.
And then here's the thing, right? Like we don't realize it, right? And it's easy to talk about us, but look at the saints. They were
Yeah,
they
they
were in
didn't copy
communities.
anybody.
They were in communities
Yeah.
though. Like they didn't do it on their own.
Nah.
Facts.
Nah,
Right.
Jesus got a team.
For a
Jesus-
Jesus put
Yup.
12 on the field.
That's
And then
fact.
if you
You
want
know
to
what
know,
I'm
he
saying?
had 12, then he
Think
had his
about
inner
it.
circle.
Yep.
Right?
Then he had his
Yup.
inner
Yup.
circle.
Peter,
Yup.
James, and John.
Yup.
Yeah, yeah.
Right?
And then
Think about that.
the
Right.
big three. You know
And
what I'm
then,
saying?
I'm gonna be real.
And no,
with you.
and then
if you
even the
read,
disciples-
he had 12. Then he had a 72.
Yep.
Yup.
Yep.
Yeah, yeah.
And
That was the football squad.
Yeah, that was
Right?
yeah,
That was the football squad.
I was
right?
like, no, but and then that's the thing, right? Like we look at the saints or we look at Jesus, right? That's in the spotlight above everything else.
Yeah.
But behind all of them, they had a team, they had a crew, they had a coach.
Absolutely. Yeah, yeah. And so,
You know?
like, I want to make sure I say this and say it explicit, like, straight out. Just straight out is like, we're not saying ours is better at
No,
all.
that's facts.
At
Oh,
all,
yeah,
at all.
yeah.
What we're saying is we love everybody's. And we're trying to bring everybody to the table.
We just want to play together.
Yeah.
Like
Yo,
seriously.
you're my
like,
brother.
We're on the.
You're my sister.
We're all on the same
Yeah, we're
playing
all on
field.
the think about it, the 72,
Which is earth,
the
right?
12, and so forth. They had a different angle of perspective and so forth because of where it is that they were at in there. You see what I'm
And
saying?
they're on their journey.
And on their journey.
Right.
And so like people like us, like, yo, we've been outside of the, by
Right.
far, way on the other side. You see what I'm saying? And so like God has blessed us to be able to start coming into the fold and occupy different spaces and so forth. You see
Yes.
what I'm saying?
Right.
And all we're trying to do is, one of the reasons why we even wanted to do this, let's be real with each other.
Yeah.
One of the reasons why we wanted to do this is because, yo, don't we just do it the way that we normally would do it?
Right.
Yeah.
You feel me? Like what makes us comfortable. And again, not to say that any of this other stuff makes us uncomfortable by far. What we're saying is body parts.
Yeah, yeah.
You see what I'm saying? We're just a different body part, but we're still our brothers and sisters.
Right.
So again, I want to make sure I draw that point. Nobody's better by far, just different. You see what I'm saying? Just different.
We're all children of God.
Right, no, and
Amen.
We're all children
and that's
of
the
God.
thing.
Yeah.
We're all in the same team, right? So we spoke about inner circle and all that, but even then, right? Let's talk about John the Baptist's followers. What happened after he was beheaded? They were like, "Yo, Jesus, that's our team."
Yeah.
And what happened? They followed Jesus.
Yeah.
They're not gonna be like, "Oh, nah, I'm a disciple of John the Baptist. I'm gonna stay." Nah.
Yeah,
I'm
Facts.
good. Nah, I'm
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
Nah, we on the same
You know,
team,
I mean,
bro.
so I'm thinking of in my head, maybe Father Jay can go even deeper than this. I mean, obviously, that's what we talk about when we come together weekly.
Yeah.
At
Facts,
least
man.
weekly. You know
Facts,
what I'm saying?
man. For real, man.
Eucharist.
Yeah,
Right?
facts.
Amen.
Yeah, yeah.
Many grains come together to make that one piece of bread. You know
And
what
then
I'm saying?
take that bread. Take
like-
that bread imagery.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like it's heated. Oh, okay, so in Jesus' time, I was thinking about the bread in Jesus' time when he said, "This is my blood. This is my body." Well, if you look at that cooked, unleavened bread, it had holes in it because of the fire.
Originally, yeah.
It was warped on one side. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? It wasn't smooth. There were different parts. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
But it was brought together. Even the grain pieces.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
if you want to think
thi-
today, think of like roti or think of like tortillas. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah,
It's
yeah.
not like that perfect kind of like it's not like Wonder Bread. You know what I'm saying? Like
No, right, or even like a sourdough bread, like one of those type of things, you know,
Nah.
with
Or
all
the
the
wafers
holes
that
in
we
it.
have for
Yeah,
Eucharist.
yeah,
it was
yeah,
made
yeah.
in the fire in the oven, and it was
Yeah.
imperfection, but it all came together.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So that's kind of what it is. We're saying we're using this imagery just to kind of help everybody understand. Like, nah, man, it may look different, but it's still the same.
Yeah, word.
Whenever I go speak places, I'm like, y'all heard this before.
But here's the thing,
saying?
right?
I'll
We
be
were
real with you.
talking about bread. How many different types of bread are
Oh
there?
yeah, every culture.
And at the end of the day, it's bread.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Say what you will, like.
But roti, man, I love that roti, bro.
No, I feel you.
We love that roti. You know what I'm
I
saying?
think anything on a chopped cheese, I'm gonna be real with you. I'm gonna just keep it 100 with you.
You're hungry,
before
Yo, you
I
gotta
leave,
take one with
know
you
what I'm
before
saying?
you
I'll be
leave,
real
bro.
with you. Before- I was
Nah,
about
you
to
gotta
say,
get two, one to eat and one to put on the
for
plane,
real.
bro.
Bacon, egg, and cheese. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, no, they hit different. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
facts.
Yeah.
Definitely hit different. But yeah, so long story short, what we're trying to do is just get you guys like, look, we love sports, but we love playing, watching, so forth. Both individual and team.
I take it even esports nowadays. Where like you know what I'm saying?
Yep.
And a lot of adults, a lot of people would like but I see the time, the effort, the energy that's put into that.
I agree.
You know what I'm saying? And even if you hear like my son will tell me the stories of like the guys that compete on that level and like who's on their team. Literally there are teams, even in esports, even if you playing you Call of Duty, Fortnite, so on, you know what I'm saying? Like even that. There's a need. In fact, I was watching with my son this documentary series about like the history of video games and how they grew.
Yeah.
What made them blow was when they found out how to make people play together. That's literally when video games
Wow, the
skyrocketed.
power of
You know what I'm
team.
saying?
Yeah,
Exactly.
power of team. Even in isolation.
And it's fascinating because I don't know much about it. I mean, the last gaming console I had was a PlayStation 2, I think.
Yeah, and Atari.
You know.
Yo, that's a
That's
classic,
where I thought
bro.
he was going with that. You know what I'm saying? Remember that?
Hey,
Remember that?
don't
Y'all
judge
remember
me,
that?
all
You know
right?
what I'm saying? That
Don't
was-
judge me.
Bro,
Nah,
that
but-
was
Talking to-
purgatory. Because it would just go out like
Yeah,
right then and
man,
you
nah,
be tight,
yeah,
bro. Like, what?
Yeah.
Where'd Mario go?
He had to do it. You shoot the duck. You know what I'm saying?
Yo, duck hunt, man. Don't, yo, duck hunt.
That's real.
Yo, don't judge me,
Why I see
man.
Father Jay used to shoot like this.
Yeah, yo, you know I used to. Facts. Nah, and I used to put it right up on the
My
screen.
man was in his room.
Yo, yo,
I be
break
following
yourself,
the
break
duck.
yourself,
My
bro.
man was in his
Break
room
yourself,
thugging it
dog.
out, bro.
Run it,
Yeah,
dog.
man.
You know what I'm saying?
Contra,
Yeah,
man.
until
you
his
know?
dad walked in, and
Right,
until
you
his
know?
dad walked in,
Mine
he tried to
was
do it to
Mortal
him.
Kombat. I used to love Mortal Kombat,
yeah.
bro.
Mortal Kombat
bro.
or like Street Fighter.
Street
Hey,
Fighter,
You ever play against
yeah.
somebody that use that one? Like I ain't gonna lie, I like using Blanca because you can't touch me. I just electricity. You ain't
That's
touching
right,
me. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, that's facts. It's
yeah.
facts.
Yeah, nah, and this, sorry. I was gonna say just to finish that is my sons, even though, check this out, even though the games have like got better graphics and so
Graphics
forth,
and everything.
they still come out with Mortal Kombat. And like I'm gonna be real with you, I always pick Liu Kang
Yo,
I
facts.
still play.
That bicycle kick, bro.
Yeah, I still play,
Word.
and I
Kick it
still
for
know
like
some
10 seconds,
fatalities, and I still whoop them. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna just be. I love you guys.
And what I was gonna get at with that is that even like with all of these games, like the funny thing about it is that when they put on these headsets now, because I never had that.
Yeah.
You know, we're talking about
Yeah, yeah.
individual versus
Yeah.
you know team sports. Like now, the young people long for that.
Yeah,
They
for real.
long for community. They long for family. They long for team. You know, and it's interesting. Like I remember one day going to Henry's house, right? And I had, you know, that was when I was, you know, with my leg up after I ruptured my Achilles.
Yeah.
And Henry took me in with his wife.
playing table tennis.
You know, no, I was balling, bro. Balling, all right? You wouldn't know about that. So you ain't about that life. So it was funny
That's a lie.
because, you know, I like Henry was like, I was like, yo, what is the new games like? And I always, you know, depend on you guys and on my young people to tell me like what's going on, what's out there, because I don't know a
Destiny,
lot, you know,
Fortnite.
in that sense. Right, and that's why I'm able to understand these things, and I appreciate that. So it's like a give and take because we're on the same team, right?
Facts.
Right, and so what I don't know, you know. And what you don't know, I know. And
that's
when we
good.
put that together, that's powerful. And I'll never forget Henry and his wife was laughing
He
because
already laughing.
you know he knows what I'm
messed up,
about to
yeah.
say
He
because
knows,
it's like you know we were gonna play 2K, right? So NBA 2K,
game.
right? And whatever year it was, right? And I was like, all right, we're gonna play. And then I was like, but Henry, I'm gonna play on your team. Right? And his wife started laughing. She's like, oh, no, you ain't. And I'm like, why? She's like, because you're going to mess up his record. Right? like he was like, dang, that's messed up, man. You know, like,
Yo, Michelle.
you know,
that's real,
yeah,
bro.
you know,
that's real.
That's hey.
Yeah, that's real, bro.
no.
Y'all looking for the baddest, looking for the realest. You
Nah,
know what I'm saying?
but
The
it's
realest.
funny because I didn't want to play against him at that point because I was like, I don't know how to play, so teach me.
Yeah.
Like even in that, like show me, well, how do you do this, right?
By the way, that's the only game I actually do play. You know what I'm saying? Like 2K. Like, and I always play again because I'm gonna play with my son or even my wife. Like, yo, she be going hard. Like, yo, you gotta see Janet.
Yo, I can
2K.
imagine Janet. Yo, shut up! You know what I'm saying? For real. Yo, yeah, I can see Janet, bro. Like,
Yeah.
yo, the stupid game, bro. You know what I'm saying? You know what? You're not eating dinner.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm making a joke, but I bet he's
Nah, Janet, I don't mess with Janet. Much
Yeah,
love to you,
if you're watching
Janet.
this, I love you,
He
Janet.
has had to go out
Listen,
to
listen,
dinner
watch
a couple
this.
times.
Janet, I love you.
Nah,
Please
literally,
don't
that was
stab
date
me.
night. You know what I mean? A lot of times.
Yeah,
nah, that's real.
But even in that, so I guess theological takeaway, right?
I guess maybe let's do the Hebrews. Let's do Book of Hebrews, where it talks about running the race. You know what I'm saying?
Fighting the good fight,
Fighting the good fight.
right?
Huh?
St. Paul,
What'd you
right?
say?
Fighting a good fight. Yeah,
Fighting
yeah.
the good fight. All right.
But even in the team, right?
Ooh,
that just came to
hold up.
Abraham.
It just
bro.
hit me. Yeah,
Abraham.
Hold up. It just hit me.
Yeah,
The
follow
spiritual
me.
takeaway
Yeah.
is no matter where you at, no matter where you at in your spiritual journey, no matter where you at, whether you at home, whether you far away from this, you know, like that's not you.
You're on a journey. You
You're
got to
on a
admit
journey.
that.
You're on a journey.
Or Vatican II, church here, church.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
church.
saying?
Yeah.
We
Church,
got
church present,
Church
church
militant,
triumphant.
church militant,
Yeah.
church
Yeah.
triumphant.
In saying that, you don't know how many people are still cheering you on and wanting you to finish your race. I'm a result, I say this, one of the reasons why I became Catholic, my parents weren't by far, you know. I tell my father would like make mad, inappropriate jokes about it. I'm not even playing. But my abuela, I didn't know it was till years later, both my abuelas, and I spent a lot of time with them growing up, they used to say the rosary. I didn't even know what that was. I thought it was nunchucks. You know what I'm saying?
fine.
I used to beat my sister with them. I'm being for real. It wasn't until like years later. Don't judge me. Y'all just judged me, all right? But in saying that, for real, I do feel one of the reasons why the good Lord, I saw all the beauty in what the church offered. And even though I didn't see a lot of people who were like me, you see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I still saw the beauty of it. It's because I know there's not a doubt in my mind that when I was running around acting crazy, my abuelas, their powers of prayer were still praying for me.
Facts.
that may be some of y'all's story.
Nah, it is.
You know what I'm saying?
It is. That's mine, bro.
Well, we're praying for them, right?
Yeah, no, facts.
Amen.
For real.
All right,
Yeah,
so let's
no.
talk about team and let's talk about squad and being one. We want you to know we're here for you. We're 6 episodes in right now.
Yeah.
We hope and we pray that you understand you are not alone. This
By
is
far,
why
man. Facts.
we're doing this. If you're
Not
out
alone.
there and you're depressed and you feel lonely, you feel like nobody understands you,
Facts.
do not let the devil whisper in your ear, okay? You are not alone.
Don't listen to that
all right?
voice.
Don't listen to that voice because we are a family.
Yeah.
All right. And don't listen to the negativity out there and to all the politicians that are trying to trash talk. I don't care what side it is. We need to be one. We need to cross the aisles. That's the political talk, right? And we cannot keep sepeparating. We need to be able to talk to our brothers and sisters.
Even politics, we're all American. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're on the same team.
Yes.
You feel
Yes.
me? And in teams, let's be real with each other. You don't get along all the time. I remember when I used to play team sport, I remember football, I used to always get in fights with everybody on there. But we were still on the same team for the common goal.
Amen.
You see what I'm saying? And like, please understand, no matter where it is that you're at, you may even feel like, yo, that's not me. This is you. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is you.
And because we're part of the same team, right? Like, something that came to my heart right now, right? Is the fact that you're alive and you're watching this. Like,
God
it's
ain't
testament that God ain't done.
God
with
ain't
you.
done with you, bro.
God ain't done.
God ain't done with you. I promise. If
God
you
is not
still
done.
breathing,
There's still more. There's
Yeah.
still more.
Yes.
And you know what? I don't. It don't matter, man. Just drop a comment.
Yeah,
drop
facts.
a comment under the
Facts.
video. DM us. Like, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
It
Listen,
doesn't
Yeah,
matter.
DM us.
check it,
Yo,
check it.
give your
Online,
handles.
Everyone,
give
every time they'll come up all the time. You'll see how to reach out to us directly.
Yeah.
You have and even if you're somebody who's watching this that literally is in a different state, on the other side of the world somewhere, try and find a way to plug into a local community. Obviously,
It's needed, man.
the amazing thing about the internet is that we're able to connect even from different places.
Fact. Right.
But that's not even going to replace the getting together. I mean, this started
Because the
online,
internet.
On Zoom.
but we had to get together in order for this to come
Yeah.
to
Amen.
vote.
Amen.
So, hey, y'all
So-
can comment, y'all can like,
Facts.
subscribe, all that stuff. Connect with us, and find a community to grow and get better. in
That's
God.
right.
You know what I'm saying?
All right. MOC NYC, right? AKA the symbol.
Be the symbol.
Be the symbol.
My name, Alice Goche.
Alex Gauthier.
Henry Virgil.
Henry Virgil. You can reach out to Chatty Films. You can reach out to Audio Geek. You can reach out to Centro Bronx. You can reach out to sapbronx.com. Like, all of us, like, you will find a way, and we hopefully will respond, and we need to start something. I don't know what that is. I'm prophesying right now. See, I don't know what that is.
Do it.
So I'm prophesying right now in the name of Jesus. Something has to be done, and it has to be done differently. And I'm tired of waiting for other people to do it. We need to
That's
do it.
why.
Together.
Amen.
Now.
We need to do
And
it
so,
now.
and
so
God says I am. We just told you who we are. You've seen in these different things. Hope, you know what I'm saying? And how God has worked in that. Who are you? You know what I'm saying? You are.
the church, right? And that's what production team was getting at. Church. How do you spell church? CHURCH, right? Take out both CHs. You are.
in the middle.
You are the church,
Yeah.
right? And
That's
so you're
dope.
surrounded. You're surrounded by love. You're surrounded by God. You're surrounded by us. Peace, y'all.
We love you guys.
Say, hey, you
Peace
said-
and hair grease.